me that there was a big pile of gravel dumped in front of our site anyways, and so I assume it's all part and parcel of the whole road smoothing it.
Um, I haven't gone up to look at that. I think he graded it out
Yeah,
and
probably.
leveled it out. He's all done.
He's done for the day. That's it. Trenches done. Holes drilled.
I go around and check it,
Oh well.
make sure everything's cool.
How about that space up at the top by the quarry?
He pushed the berm back a little bit. I made some room for more parking, quite a bit actually.
Okay.
So, and the parking lot down here has got a lot more room.
Okay. Sweet.
So,
Busy guy.
yeah, they were working on it.
Pardon me, Lawrence? How come?
Good afternoon.
On his mic, it echoes with the TV. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you know what really should happen is the TV volume should go up and Gary's volume should go off.
The problem when you do that though is then when you start to talk into your microphone and your device, it echoes to the TV.
Oh yeah.
Oh, really? So the thing is that everybody should remain muted and like volume low, but like, so I mean, I can push it through the stereo, but the problem is it'll echo.
No, that makes sense, Mike. I'm enjoying mine. I had the best banana. Oh my god. I is eating this banana and I had a moment of euphoria because I haven't had a banana in a long time and it was just so good. This Walmart banana. And I'm just like, this is the reason I'm alive. Is this banana. And I thought about writing.
Hey, could you talk a little bit? I need to check something for volume.
Okay. You wanted to sound check from me?
I'm alone in my if you ever wonder whatever.
Who you want to talk?
Great.
Okay.
Hello, good evening. Rick Brown Fox jumped over the lazy dog.
Okay, fine, thank you.
Gary's at the gazebo, drinking on the job.
I know.
Okay.
Okay, we're getting a little bit closer. Can we see more of the, what, we got 6 right now? Um, is, Gary, are you gonna have your own camera going? And, oh, you do? I see you there. That's fine. Lawrence, is he there yet? Nope, no Lawrence yet?
Yes.
Yeah, Lawrence is here.
Okay. Is he getting his own camera?
I can put him on his own camera if you'd like him to have it.
Well, I just want to know that he's,
You call me Dan. I kind of believe in true love.
He is present. It's up on the big screen and he's watching.
Good evening, all.
He's here.
You just check that my microphone's working.
yeah, it's working.
Thank you.
Oh, it's not a gay bar, and then it'd be just as many hot girls as hot guys.
He is present.
Oh, I did, right? What?
Danny, I can hear your microphone's on.
Oh, me too.
And Josh is just letting us know he's having some tech issues at the moment. Charlie, good to see you. Simon's joining in there. Anybody know hear from Gail or Drew or Josh Keep?
I can check with Gail. I mean, she does drive back from Seattle to Marysville, so
And send her a text message.
Mike Thompson.
check with Gail. I mean,
Yes.
she does drive
And where are you, Mike Thompson?
Marysville.
I am in the gazebo.
Mike Thompson. Yes.
Yes.
Where are you, Mike Thompson?
I am in the gazebo.
Let's see if we can get, we lost Gary.
Oops.
Oh, Josh is back.
Okay, I just can't turn on my camera or crashes, so
I know what you look like. Oh, there's Gail. Hi,
you don't
Gail.
want to see me today anyway.
Sorry, I
I'm
just
real
got
sick.
in.
There's Drew. Here's Speaker.
Drew. Lawrence looks like he's coming on online. And what happened to Gary?
He is working on it, he says. He is present. You can see everybody on the big screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right now I'm feeding a duplicate of my screen up onto the gazebo TV so that
Oh, okay.
people that don't have screens can see what's going on.
So, okay, there's, oh, Lawrence, there you are. I see. Okay. I think it's, does anyone know whether, Josh is joining us? Josh Keep is joining us tonight? Okay, well, right at the moment, it looks like, Lawrence, have you got your hand up or your screen is frozen?
Okay, Josh hasn't communicated anything, but oftentimes he has late nights or something that it makes it so he's unavailable. It's not unusual.
Okay,
I'm up to speed on what's going on with water at least.
okay. We've got a big agenda for this evening. As always with our meetings, the agenda is, after a tentative, we can always make changes. So, also be alive to the fact that, we're using a little bit more AI technology, and I'm feeling a little under the weather, folks, so there may be the odd, what is that doing there statement coming, so forgive me, please. And if that fails, blame Brandon, he's the secretary, so yeah, okay, that joke didn't go very far. Anyways, I'm going to call this meeting to order. It is 7:04. This is the Board of Directors for Triangle Recreation Camp. It is Tuesday, May the 20th, 2025. We're meeting on Zoom. This meeting is being recorded and will be AI transcribed and sent out to the board some point in the future. Gail, I'll just get you to silence your mic.
Aye.
And as we all get used to the new technology, and then following that, we'll have the minutes generated and sent out as well. Some of you or all of you should have received a budget statement from the treasurer, a list of the membership levels from the secretary, and I believe, and then also there's a notice matter that Dana sent out, and that's going to be dealt with at the bottom of the meeting. I'm going to suggest as it relates to the special orders section at item 6 that we go to an in-camera meeting, and we'll deal with that when it comes up, but we'll get through our regular business. So I have called the roll, and I've confirmed that all of the directors, with the exception of Josh Keep, unless Josh has snuck in.
What about Simon?
And oh no, I see Simon.
Oh,
There he
okay.
is. Yep.
Oh, I gotta set this view up differently.
He's got great color. So there you go. And so I'll accept approval of the agenda as a motion. So moved by Dana. Floor is open for discussion.
Call the question.
Question's been called by Charlie. All those in favor, raise your right hand or use the hand signal indicator. And Lawrence, are you voting in favor?
Yes,
Sorry.
he's voting in the affirmative. His microphone and camera aren't working right now.
Okay. All right. Motion is carried unanimously. Approval of the minutes that were circulated from the Board of Directors meeting of April 20th, 2025. I'll take a motion. I'll take a motion to accept.
I move that we accept.
Charlie, moved by Charlie. Floor is open for discussion. I'll take a call for the question.
Call the question.
Question's been called. All those in favor, raise your right hand or say aye or use the indicator. And okay, I don't think there's anybody opposed. So the motion is carried unanimously. Moving on to the reports of the directors, or sorry, the officers. I'll start with my own. I don't have any general announcements. Of course, there is an executive committee resolution that's been was passed on Saturday, and we will be dealing with that at the end of the meeting. Policy analysis group is actually misplaced. That's down in the secretary's role, but I can offer up there is some stuff sitting on that the group hasn't met yet. We've all been sort of busy with our own campsite. And so we
Yeah, point of order. Lawrence and Gary, they may want to. We're hearing echoes.
Yeah.
Lawrence and Gary.
Lawrence, if we can get your mic off. There we go. Oh, there we go. Thanks very much. Strategic planning hasn't had a meeting because we had our meeting in January. We do need to do some updates around that because there's all that stuff that came out of the all of those motions that came out, or not motions, sorry, wrong language. All of those ideas that came out of that meeting, and we need to follow up on that. So that's a follow-up item for the next meeting. External Affairs Subcommittee. I can advise you that both the other members of the subcommittee attended the Granite Falls Chamber of Commerce meeting. It was quite cordial, and they're looking forward to the next meeting, which I believe is in about 3 months' time. It was the very first time that TRC has had a presence at the chamber, and so by all accounts, it was a well-received and eye-opening for a lot of the council members, because apparently they didn't know about our existence, and they were quite pleased to hear about it. So all thumbs up. And if there's anything else that occurs between now and then, we'll provide the board with an update. So that's it from the president's office. I'll take any questions. Hearing none, then I'm going to move on to the Vice President of Operations, Dana Williams.
Yes, a lot of action and activity since the last board meeting. Most of my efforts have been expended in the area of communications, learning the ropes. So I'll speak to that when it's my turn. But I would like Steve Deerling, if he's available, to speak to Lower Campground.
Steve Deering's not here tonight.
Okay, do you have it? My understanding from him is that there's a lot of activity. He's draining tarps, and he needs some help with dispersing some wood chips. And otherwise, I'm not hearing that he's having any particular difficulties. So then the next is Josh Keep. He's not here. I'm not hearing any word on any issues that we're having with the generator. Is functional as far as electricity is concerned. The maintenance, of course, is handled by Gary. And then low power voltage, Ross Tremblay, is he here? No. Okay. I know that Ross is working very hard alongside communications in order to get our host up and running. He was successful this week getting the power to it. There's a power board with 12 volts and all that magic. He was able to get communications across the road, which was a big deal. That's where the money comes in. So all things are good. I will speak to steps I'm taking from the communications side when my time comes. Now communications, that's me. So it's my time. So working with Ross, or after Ross's completion of testing and confirming that the line is working across the road and getting things like 45 megabits per second, which is fantastic. I have created and have ready to go 2 APs for down there. The one will be the primary for the TRC network, for the people who come and log in, TRC SSD, I should say, it's the same network. And then the other AP will be used strictly for the Host Hut folks. It will be using Host Hut as its SID. I've shared with Millie the passwords that he can share with his people and configure the devices. This is a test, of course. 2 separate VLANs would probably be better. I'm not going through all that. So let's see if we can make this work with just having 2 separate APs. And the help with this is that they would not be competing for space on the AP in order to do their job. They'd have one all by themselves. And then the AP being the access point. The other issues that comms is doing is I've managed to make some purchases, and I need to have a motion here about a budget, but I've made some purchases for upgrading the wire. Right now, throughout the campground, there's a mix, mostly CMR. And if you don't know what CMR is, it's a type of cabling that they use interior-wise, and one of the main problems with it is that it's not really rated for UV. So it is literally falling apart. So when I'm having difficulties with what I call the downtown area, that's the Gary, the Bushwhackers, and the Mr. President, that's all. It is because we're starting to lose some of those cables. And when you look inside the box, you can see it's broken. And so I brought cable. I'm going to be doing a mad dash to install it. I'm not creating cable. That would take too long. So I just purchased it off the shelf. We did have an incident with the doghouse located at the head of Trail 6. That's where Jeff's site is. While working on it, sparks did fly. Gary did witness. No one was hurt. And Gary was kind enough to rebuild the doghouse for me. Much more stable. It was kind of wonky to begin with. And I replaced all the 12-volt with your standard wall socket, inverter, charger, dumb Fumi battery. Off to the races we go. Trail 6 is now back online. And we also had some issues with the wiring going to the beginning of that line down Trail 6. That was handled by taking away a connection that Millie had at his site. Thank you for your contribution. Anyway, we got an AP on top of the Connex that should be helping. And Trail 6, last I heard, was online. There is more work to be done, of course. But for the most part, in a nutshell, my job right now is chasing after these little gremlins. I have to start replacing the lines. We certainly don't want the main trunk lines to break down. So I bought cable, trying to make that happen over the next couple of weeks. I'm looking forward to the 19th when Gary will be having some folks, he's going to speak to that, come and do a little trenching. With that, I will be able to reduce the number of 5 or 6 lines that we have going over towards Trail 6 from behind Bushwhackers. Down to maybe 2 or 3. So my goal is to reduce the wiring and use APs more strategically. And that's basically it, other than I would like to request a budget for $5,000. This $5,000 will be used for upgrades to the APs. We need outdoor rated APs, not what we're doing now. Right now, we're putting them under buckets and inside structures, that affects its range. We need to have them outside and prominent. And I would like to work towards making that happen. So $5,000 is what I'm asking for.
Okay, so you're making a motion for $5,000 for purchases of access points and associated hardware?
Yep, and then general upgrade and repair, because right now I'm chasing, like I said, I'm chasing after gremlin.
Okay. So moved. We have a seconder. Mike Ferris. Floor is open for discussion. I'll take a call for the question.
Yes, Stuart.
Stuart has his hand up.
Oh, sorry. My apologies, Stuart.
Has there been any formal site survey done on signal strength and whether those AP points will be effective in our current environment? Wireless access points are very influenced by moisture in trees and in anything around, and TRC is a very damp place. So they would need high-powered wireless devices to be able to make that happen. Now, well, just because they're an outside device does not mean that they will actually cover that. I would be curious on the device itself of whether it's rated for that particular use that we're doing, and then also whether we have multiple quotes on those devices since it's $5,000 to cover that as well.
I think I need to be clear on what I'm doing. I said, what I should have said more clearly is that this is a test and evaluation process. The money is mostly used to repair and replace things that are breaking down that I need to do now. I think that it's important to make sure, for example, that the host HUD is functioning. The hardware that we're using right now to make that jump is inadequate. There's a couple of problems with it. One of them being it's on the 172 network that I'm not familiar with. We don't have the password to get into the gateway. So we're going to need to replace those items with outdoor rated devices. I can certainly send those to you so you can see, but they're well-known devices. But the specific devices and how we're going to configure it is yet to be discussed in the in one of our meetings, leveraging Ross's knowledge and Illyri. So,
Okay, one thing I'll say is that this is about a budget issue. I recognize, Stuart, your concern, or at least catching a blind spot on any particular type of equipment purchase.
Yeah, I haven't decided.
Also, question: what happened to the ISDN line being installed for the host hut instead of trying to use wireless access points to run across the road, where signal degradation could be ultimately a factor at all times?
Yes, and then certainly that's a question that is worth researching. However, right now, as you notice from the test results that Ross did receive, we were getting 45 megabits per second. I haven't been up there since that happened. My goal right now is to get us up off the ground so we can have a party. So the details of any sort of analysis as alternatives would be an interesting one, a time-consuming one, whilst I'm going around and trying to put out fires. So right now, my goal is get us off the ground, get us functioning, and right now we are in that space. I will start working on details for upgrading, of course, and we'll share that information with the board when I get there. But right now I need working capital and I have nothing. I'm in a negative balance.
Okay. Further discussion? I'll take a call for the question. Danny, did you raise your hand? Nope.
Other question.
Can I
Question
offer a point of order here?
Yeah.
We do need to call the question. If there's no further discussion, we can just have the vote. That is Robert's rules.
Okay, so noted. Fair enough. All those in favor of the motion, raise your right hand. Six, seven. All those opposed? And it looks like the rest are abstaining. I'm counting.
Yeah, I abstain.
Okay, I'm counting. Okay, motion still carries. 7 votes in favor and nothing opposed, and the rest is abstaining. Moving right along, Dana, your next item.
The next is Fire Marshal Brandon Weston.
Hello. Firewood, thank you to Mike Thompson from the bottom of my heart. Someone happened to stop by the campground the other day and was selling some wood, and we're actually going to be delivering the last load of it on Thursday. I should be on site to take care of that. It's a good price. I'm still working with the Seattle Firewood Company. They haven't gotten back to me yet, but they're proposing to give us some sort of discount code. I'll see if that is going to be worth our while or not. Got new lock for the wood cage down below. I will expense that out. We're not going to burn, so there will be no burn bans. That is all that I have for now.
Okay,
Questions?
great. Okay, next item up. You, Danny.
Sorry, mute. Maintenance, Gary.
And Gary, you're up. And take your microphone off. Or turn your microphone on. There you go.
Hold on, I'm gonna get all this out here. Okay, so we have a new Jenny called the Lambert Jenny. We also purchased a small dump trailer for it. And then, we, built the new shed, as Dana said, the
Okay.
doghouse for
Yeah,
the
hang on.
housing network.
Okay, you need to kill the video. Gary, kill your video.
The road work is all done. We
Mike,
did trenches for water and power.
Turn his video off.
We fixed the culvert going up to the quarry. They regraded and
Hey,
ground the
Larry,
entire road
Larry,
going up
I
to
don't
the
think you
quarry.
can hear me.
And we
Gary,
did the driveway.
I just sent a message to Mike.
It's right now the gravel's a little muddy, but it'll settle down and firm up.
Yeah.
And it'll look a lot better.
hang on a second. Gary, you're gonna pretty much.
I
Gary,
built a new
hang on.
shed for the doghouse or shed for the generator by 500.
Hang on. Can
We're gonna keep it so it doesn't sit.
can anyone inside
Rain.
please tell Gary to stop for a second?
I'm also working on volunteers.
Yes.
Turn the generator off and on.
Gary,
Set
we
up
can't
a
hear
group
you.
with
Stop.
that And establish set people that turn off and on.
Okay, hang on.
Gary.
Working on the on-site trailers. You're all set up.
Can anyone hear us in the
Gary. No,
Okay.
good, he broke. So if you guys are out in the wilderness, try not doing video. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah,
just use just use sound.
Okay. Mike, can you turn your microphone on for a second?
Mike.
Mike Thompson. Mike, can you hear us?
He's gonna move over here and try from on this side.
Okay,
Well,
no
how about
video remote.
Yeah, just turn the video off because everything was garbled in that last transmission.
Gary, turn
So-
your video off.
I'm
Gary,
back.
turn your video off.
Turn your video off.
Gary, turn your video off. He's on his iPhone.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
There
so
we
turn
go.
your
Turn
microphone
your video off.
off. There we go.
There we go. This should
Now
improve.
turn your microphone on.
it's on.
Okay. Okay,
All right. So let's see. Where was I?
good. Start at the beginning.
Start at the beginning. All right, hold on. Let me. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Start at the beginning. All right, we got a new Jenny. We're calling it the Lambert Jenny. And we purchased a small trailer for it. And then also did a new shed by the doghouse, as Dana mentioned, to house the network. The road work is all done. We did trenching for water and power, fixed the culvert, and did some regrading up in the quarry. Fixed the fire suppression water on Trail 7. Got some new wheels, 4-wheel carts. New shed for the generator in Site 500. Working on volunteers for the main generator, turn it off and on. The on-site trailers are set up. A big shout out to Brandon and Jason, new member to set it up. And also to Iggy and Craig, who are working on ongoing on the trailers. Thank you very much. And that's it. Any questions? That's all I got.
Thank you. And seasonal sites is Richie. I don't see him.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My bad.
Okay, mute. There you go, Gary. Okay, so I don't see them, but I know they're working very hard. Okay, health and safety, Mike Thompson and Gail, or Gail, I think, is now health and safety.
Gail speaks for health. They do safety and security.
Yeah, so Gail, go ahead.
Well, I don't have a lot to say yet because I still need to meet with Mike and go over my responsibilities. But I do have one of the, I call it go bag for emergencies. going through that to see what we need to add. And then we need to determine where we're going to place these bags. One, when we're not using them securely. We can't lock them up because you have no access if we lock them up. We talked about, one thing we did talk about is moving the bags to the potty sites. So if it's at the main tent, then the bags are there, the emergency bags are there. If it's down at another site, we take it with us and then we bring it back. And then secure it. At the moment, that's all I have to report. We talked about, one thing we could talk about is questions.
Okay, Gail, thank you very much. And sanitary affairs, Millie.
So we had 17 more porta potties delivered today. They will be, basically we'll have all the porta potties of the 34. Well, we have 26 of the total 34 that we'll have for the July 4th weekend. We're going to have 6, all the porta potties will be in their location. So we're going to have 2 at the woodpile in the upper campground. We'll have 6 in the lower campground. We're going to have 3 at Gazebo through Party Weekend. We're going to have 2 up at Woodpeckers. We're going to have 6 at Trail 6. We'll have 2 in Trail 5. We'll have the 1 at the host or the info booth outside of Site 500, and then the other one across from Stewart at 500. They'll have an extra pumping on Sunday morning. I was kind of thinking about it today. Do we want that on Saturday or Sunday?
Whichever one you pick will be wrong.
I feel like Saturday would probably be better, Millie. Just from seeing numbers go through, especially on party weekends, because everyone sort of, gets here Friday, they're not too bad, but Saturday everyone's had their camp meals and ready to use the porta potties, and then Sunday, it's halfway through, but it is a long weekend, so that's the.
Millie, what time do they pump at?
Well, they said that they would be there mid-morning on Sunday. But I mean, I could ask if they could come later on Saturday. That might be good if they could do an afternoon pumping on Saturday. Because it would be after people have done their morning businesses. And I'll ask that. If they could do it, if they can do it mid-afternoon on Saturday, I'll ask for that. Otherwise, it's Sunday morning.
I think that's a good call, Millie.
I like it.
And then, so the dumpster service for the lower campground will restart on Wednesday after this weekend because they're empty right now. And we're having a 30 cubic yard dumpster being delivered on Wednesday, June 4th. So that's going to give us a weekend off after this Memorial Day weekend. And we'll have it for 2 weeks through the 18th. We can keep it longer if we want. But I thought 2 weeks would be more than enough for people to have time to put their shit in there. That's it.
Thank you very much. And the water systems, Josh Keep. Josh is not on the call, obviously. I've been monitoring it. We're all on the go. Everything is up and running. And the test for the water will be next month on, I think, the 15th. So I'll prepare it like on the 10th or something like that. New water samples is what we do in order to ensure that we're all drinking safe water. Tree Committee, Mike D, he did indicate that he is done and dusted for the year, or until October sometime. We thank him for his hard work and dedication. He's going through some stuff, so his efforts on our behalf is certainly appreciated. And now last, asset management, Gary again. There you go.
We're working on the asset management. We're developing a list of all the equipment we have, and haven't done too much on it yet. Probably will attack that later in the season, because of all the other projects we've been working on. But we are working on it.
Great.
That's it.
Thanks. Yeah, just for the record, we are starting asset management up from the beginning. So you have to put it together even before you start filling in all the data. Okay, I don't think I hear anything more for operations, so we'll move on to move on to Vice President of Development, Stuart.
Good evening, everyone. This will be a pretty quick update for development. I promise to save my long-windedness for a bit later today. Jumping straight in, Trail 6 crossing. Everything's moving forwards. We're in the process still of trying to get some bridge designs so we can get prices for getting footings, which will allow us to finish off the permit process for that and get that in. Current goal is to try and aim to have the bridge installed at the end of this year, which means hopefully next year we will start fresh with a new bridge across to Trail 6. So looking forward to that. More information will come on that as we go, but we need to get a couple of designs done, which will probably end up costing a couple of thousand, but when that comes through, I'll bring some quotes and descriptions of what's going on. Now, I'm working on the Trail 6 crossing bridge with Gary and with Lawrence, so we're continuing on there. And yeah, expect to have something all in all considered for next board meeting, price-wise for getting those designs forwards. So either way, that's continuing to move forwards. Moving along, permits. I've spoken with Gary directly. Nothing on permits for this month, which is fantastic. And then moving over to ecology. Simon does have a quick update for us. So if you don't mind, Simon, I'll throw it over to you and let you speak to that.
I'll be as brief as possible because I know we have a long meeting. Recently planted some trees that were donated over the winter. Going along that vein, we're going to be making some more posts, putting out feelers for more donor trees because I've gotten a bunch of them without even hardly asking for them. So that's a good thing we're doing. And we're going to continue with the removal of the silver lamium and up on Trail 6. And then we're going to start in on the lower campground sometime this summer. I'm taking a different approach using a concentrated vinegar and salt solution to beat it back a little quicker. That's about all I have to report on. If anybody has any questions? Oh, also we're waiting for the new babies to come up. Hopefully the ones I planted in the fall for our future trees will be coming up soon.
Which species of babies are we talking about?
I have a list that I can show you at my campsite. There are
just
7 different species that aren't commercially available or are too pricey to get that I'm trying to grow from seed to give us great diversity.
So we're talking not trees. We're talking foliage and
yeah. When I refer to our future trees, that's the stock of seeds that I planted in pots last year that will come up this spring. A total of 70 trees that will be planted out over the next 5 to 10 years. And these are species that are not necessarily commercially available, but are indigenous to our area. That's why I'm growing them from seed, because they're just not commercially viable. Any other questions?
Nope. I think that's it. Vice President for Development. Is that, Stuart, are you good with that?
It is. Final comment on this too. Obviously, people are interested in some of the other developments that have happened at camp. Obviously, they will be discussed later as part of the executive committee report and board meeting. And that's all from VP of Development right now.
Okay. Moving on to Vice President of Marketing.
All right, good evening, everybody. So let's talk about parties. So how about a Memorial Day toga party weekend? So the weekend's going to kick off with a Friday night meet and greet at Southern Exposure. Party will start at 9, wrap up at midnight. Saturday will start off at 11 with Moo-Moos, Marys, and Mimosas at Cascadia, followed by brunch at Site 500. The main toga party will be at the party site beginning at 9 p.m. Saturday night and running to approximately 1 a.m., featuring the music of DJ Pup Loki. After hours will be hosted by TBD. That's to be determined. Normally it would be hosted at Traders, but Traders is in no condition to host anything quite yet, due to some late tree work and some other things that have prevented us from being able to get Traders ready to host folks yet. Sunday, we will have a tea dance at the party site with music again by DJ Pup Loki. All right, moving on to ticket sales to date. So we sold 74 seasonal party passes. Those 74 party passes equate to $14,800. To date, we've also sold 137 individual event tickets. So our grand total, including individual and seasonal party passes, marketing thus far has brought in $19,920. With the warmer forecast on the horizon for Memorial Day, the forecast seems to be getting better every day I look. So with that, we are expecting Toga party tickets to probably blow up this week. Prior to the party, I think we'll sell quite a few. Moving on, so the marketing committee voted to make a schedule change. We are moving Friends and Family from the July date that we had originally set back to its original spot, August 23rd and 24th. We did this due to a lot of camper feedback. A lot of members approached us asking why we changed it and expressing concern that we changed it. We had a scheduling issue with one of our kink groups at camp, also doing are planning to host something that same weekend in July. So in order to kind of make everything better, we just moved it back to August 23rd and 24th. So we were planning on renting foam equipment for the August party rather than dealing with trying to piece together the old system. Instead, we found a nearly new Foam Daddy, some Foam Daddy equipment, which is a newer brand of foam equipment. We found it for sale at the same price we were expecting to pay to rent equipment. So we went ahead and purchased 2 new Foam Daddy cannons, complete with pumps, all the hoses and everything we need. We will be testing this system prior to the August event. Marketing may at some point ask for the $1,400 in our budget to be moved from equipment rental to our equipment purchase budget, but we can do that at a later date. It's currently not needed. Marketing is still working out the details for on-site ice sales. We'll be purchasing 2 new freezers. We hope to have on-site ice sales up and running by July 1st. And then lastly, our 50th anniversary merchandise has shipped. It will be available very soon, hopefully by this weekend. We will have full zip hoodies for $45. Tanks and t-shirts will be available for $20 a piece. I saw pictures of the completed pieces, and I think everybody is going to be really happy and excited with these items. I think they're going to sell very well. And that's it from the VP of Marketing. Any questions?
Great. Thank you very much, Charlie. Moving on to Vice President of Member Relations, Millie.
Hello. Let's see here. So we'll start with our fabulous Gail and her volunteer committee. We had a meeting this Saturday, and we came up with a number of ideas to help promote volunteering through swag and other promotional options, which we're going to talk to other committees about because they affect them. And then instead of weekly, we were going to do weekly volunteer of the week, but the feedback we got was that would probably be too often. So we've decided to do it monthly, and that people can email volunteer@camptrc.org, and the volunteer committee will review all the nominations. So let's say we get 10 nominations, and they'll narrow it down to maybe the top 3, or if one stand out, the top 3 or 4, whatever. And then we're going to put those out on a survey for people to be able to vote for. So our membership gets to choose those persons. All of them will probably be recognized in one way or another because people do so much for TRC. Gail, did I miss anything?
You're on mute, Gail.
Well, if I have, let me know. Host Tut, Jeff Young.
Sorry, I was muted. Millie.
Did I get
think
it?
you
Is
got
there
most
anything
of
you
it.
want? Okay.
No.
Jeff Young, who was our Host Tut chair and so excited about it, has resigned. He's moving to Palm Springs. Jeff did order a bunch of supplies and already started a bunch of the work of the Host Hut, including wristbands for the tent camping and stock to replenish his TRC store. We have our seasonal wristbands thanks to Mr. Josh Nye, and our regular member wristbands thanks to Mr. Steve D. Please note, though, if people have regular member wristbands, they still need to have event weekend wristbands as well, because regular members have to check in just like anybody else. So if you see somebody walking around with the regular member wristband, ask them if they've checked in and make sure that they go down to the Host Hut to do that. And then, well, Dana's already mentioned about Ross getting the internet up at the Host Hut. He also installed one of the two solar panels, I think, that he's going to be installing with the new solar charge controller and a 3 times the size lithium battery from what we used to have, which will be nice because we're going to have a lot less reliance on the generator being down there. And then on parking, our fabulous board member and parking extraordinaire Lawrence has again stepped up to take care of the parking. We will have volunteers helping to coordinate with him. Basically, we'll be sending people across the street from the Host Hut. We're going to have a volunteer at the wood storage area to stop. They'll have a stop sign and they'll communicate with Lawrence about where to go and what to do. And then we'll probably have a couple other volunteers, like one at the quarry, to help with directing cars once they get up there. And since we have the new fabulous cart, we can have, we can get 3 people, we can get multiple people down at a time now, which is nice. And I think that's it Rules Committee. There's been a couple issues that have been incidents submitted to the Rules Committee. One of them we will be discussing this evening, and the other one we are still investigating, and that is it for the Rules Committee report and the member relations. Any questions?
No, that's great. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Moving on to Secretary Brandon.
I sent out the membership numbers. As far as I can tell, they're pretty much standard. Limiteds are slightly up as people renew their memberships, and regulars are, I think they were a little down. Let me pull those up. I have them up. I had them up. Or not. Well, oh, there it is. Let's see. Can I share? Share. I've never shared anything. Please hold, and operator will. Or can I share? Oh, yes, there we go. Can you see me now?
Oh, we can see you, yes. We can't see whatever you're looking to share.
Okay. Oh, hey. What the hell does happen there? No. Oy
Are you just trying to share
Open.
the membership numbers?
Yeah.
Stand by.
I've got them up. I'm
There they
sharing. Yeah.
I got you.
I didn't look at them too regularly, carefully. That some of the numbers are up, some of them are down, but for the most part, it's pretty stable or well within parameters for this time of year. So there you go. I don't really have anything else. I'll be working with, of course, the policy committee as we get things set up, and try to come up with some ideas to help update the green book, et cetera, et cetera. I'll remind you to everyone to check in, and check out as well. But check in, you can't do it from home. You have to do it on site. We will know if you check in from off site. It's not a good thing. We need this for the reporting, as mentioned in my email to everyone, all the members, everybody, that that health department needs that information in terms of our water usage so that we can maintain our well in good standing order and use it properly and legally. So we need those numbers to be as accurate as humanly possible. Mistakes may happen. Email me or somebody else if you forgot to check in and people saw you there, and I'm sure maybe I even saw you there and you just forgot to check in, but try to be good about that. The system seems to be working well, aside from some people being a little upset over giving out their location, but c'est la vie. Check in. And that is it. Oh, the secretary also has a new laptop, which he is trying tonight, which is why I'm having some technical difficulties. Getting back from Windows from Apple is a little bit mind-blowing, even though I'm better with the Word usually. Anyhow, that's it for me. Any questions? Excellent.
Hearing that, we'll move on to the treasurer, Josh Nye.
Hello, everyone. Super sick here, so that's fun. Hoping I can join you this weekend. Anyway, I sent out the financial reports. If you have any questions about a specific line item, things are kind of settling right now. We still have a check coming in from the insurance company to apply back to the electric cart and such and such. So things are settling a little bit, if you will. But if you have any questions on your specific line items or anything that you have any questions about, let me know. We are in a very strong financial position. Craig put some numbers through the chat GPTs to look at things, and even I agreed that we're doing really good and we have a bigger cash flow, which is good because I'm sure the bridge is going to cost a pretty penny. So still try to conserve on money if you can, but we just need to make sure the campground's in operational order. So, but if you have we issued a ramp card situation. So if you guys are buying anything for the campground and want to be issued a ramp card, it goes into QuickBooks automatically, but I can issue you a card for a certain amount that only works in certain places for certain days. I can revoke it. I can do anything I want with it. So if you need to buy something for the campground, it's easier for it to go that way. If you're going to get anything on Amazon, I've invited you all to the Amazon using your Camp TRC address. Please use your Camp TRC address or use a different email address than your personal email, because it will transition to a business account as soon as you log in with your personal email address. But with that, you can put things in on order on Amazon. It will go to our corporate card. I approve the orders, but you can have access without spending your own money. And I have all the invoices in one place, so I don't have to hunt for them, which is great for me. But if anyone has any questions, please let me know.
As a new user, I would like to say I think it's great, because now I can go to Home Depot with a virtual card and tap to pay, or
just make sure to use
my own card. Yeah, well, there is that issue. You have to select it. I selected my own. And then also with the Amazon now, it's much smoother. What I think is great for Josh, and it certainly is great for me. So thank you for the effort.
For those of us on this side of the 49th, what's the ramp card?
Ramp is I put a little camptrc.org/ramp. I think you have to be a board member to see the page. It gives an FAQ page, but you can just go to ramp.com also. Basically, it's an app you put on your phone. And I can issue digital funds to you, so you can have a digital card. So let's say, you're dual skilled, most people just have one committee they're working for, but if it's 2 or 3, I can put you in different committees. I can control your limits. And then you just tap to pay with your phone, and it goes right into, and then I pay the invoice monthly for our Ramp credit card, which
is it RAM or RAMP?
RAMP. But yeah, TRC, camptrc.org/ramp. I think you have to log in as a board member login to see the page, but it has a good FAQ page, or you can just Google it yourself. But again, willing to sit down with you and help you set that up if you need to, show you how to use it. Happy to help, and hopefully I'll be up there this weekend as soon as I sleep a little bit more.
Okay. Any further discussion? Anything out of membership and fees committee?
Nothing new.
Okay.
Just beware of the bear fee. Clean up your campsites.
Okay, fair enough. Yes, reminder on that. I don't think there's any further business on that until we move into the special orders. On unfinished business, the ChatGPT suggested agenda had a number of items left over. If you scroll down to item 7 on the list, I know we're out of sequence here, folks. But these things popped up as discussion points, and I just want to see, it looks like some of these things have been talked about already, so I'm just going to check them off and confirm that they've been addressed. So the generator standard operating procedures and runtime standards, I think that is Gary. I could be wrong. Was there something being done in that area?
That is me, and I am working on that.
Okay, ongoing then. Great
Ongoing.
stuff. Okay, thank you. The audit committee composition, we don't have anybody yet, so that's an ongoing item. The Polaris CART certificate of origin and insurance follow-up. I was able to obtain that certificate. And it's been sent to the insurance company, and as Charlie reported earlier, we've been reimbursed, so that item is now complete. Gail is, of course, announced earlier, the volunteer sign-up coordination is done. Millie mentioned that Jeff Young did a number of host hut repairs. And it's still some more work to be done. Am I right, Millie? That's right. That's ongoing as well. I have here a note here on tree survey coordination for permit approvals. And I'm not sure what that is. That could be an error.
Yeah, I think that's building permits, and I think it was
okay. That's addressed. Okay. Porta potty site cleanup.
Yeah, I think that means the move from Josh Keeps and the Woodpeckers porta potty down to where they belong instead of in Josh's parking spot.
Okay, that item is completed then.
Not as of last weekend, but maybe it is now.
Gary, did you get a certificate of origin for the new Lamborghini?
I have the title.
Okay, that item is now addressed. Brandon mentioned that the Camper's Guide revisions are ongoing. And are we doing any more monitoring on the theft expense and insurance review?
Yeah, things are still coming in, so I'm just kind of waiting until hopefully after this Memorial Day, we've found all of the things that have been stolen. And then we can address at that point.
All right, ongoing.
I'm just still kind of waiting.
Okay, fair enough. I don't see anything more, and nothing new, I think, popped up in tonight's meeting. So what we'll do then is we'll move to in camera. We'll go offline. We thank the people who attended.
You want to set the next meeting?
Oh yeah, let's do that. Somebody got a calendar. We usually pick about the third or fourth weekend in the month on a Tuesday, not a weekend.
Oops, sorry. I need a quick vote. Steve Lorraine, I forgot about him. He would like, I would like to give him a waiver of the 14-day. He has to move his RV. We do this once a year, and I do this always to give the board a chance to say, no, you don't want to do that. So this is Steve, and I would ask for a waiver of the 14-day.
14-day rule.
Second.
Okay.
Seconded by Mike Ferris. Floor is open for discussion. Question's been called. All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed. And the motion is carried.
It looks like June 17th.
I abstain.
Okay, you abstain, Charlie?
No, I
Yep.
think that was
Oh,
Lawrence.
that was not me.
Lawrence
was Lawrence.
I
abstained.
vote yes.
Okay,
Gary's yes, Lawrence is abstain.
okay, for the record. Okay,
Well,
sorry, Simon, you're abstaining as well?
Yeah.
Okay, for the record? Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Floor is still open. Okay, so, the motion is carried. Okay, next, okay, nothing further, and we picked a date. And the date being selected, I think you said June the,
17th.
is that like a third Tuesday or a fourth Tuesday?
Oh wait, hold on. That's the third Tuesday. Because it's the 3rd, the 10th, and the 17th.
Be the 24th.
It's the 4th. Yeah.
Okay. Right. 24th, you're proposing, so the motion is for the 24th of June. Motion by Josh and I.
Second motion.
Seconded by Charlie. Floor is open for discussion.
All the questions.
Question's been called. All those in favor, raise your right hand. And anybody opposed? Drew, you're opposed?
I'm not gonna be around for that date, so you guys
Okay.
can have it, but I won't be here.
Okay. And the motion is carried. Okay. Nothing further, then what we'll do is like, now